Which team are you on? Team Offended or Team Unbothered? Hello and welcome to another episode. Today I'll be sharing some encouragement to go from offended to unbothered. I used to be easily offended and now I've come to a place of unbothered. Unbothered does not mean that you are callous or unresponsive. Unbothered comes in a sense of I'm guarding my heart with what you're saying to me in order for me to process what's going on and not have what was said or done to affect my mood towards you. If you have not seen the recent Publix commercial with a young lady and a man, please watch it. I'm gonna give you the commercial right now so you could pause this video or audio, look it up on YouTube, just put Publix commercial and watch it and then return to this audio. It starts off with this lady. At the time she's a young girl. You'll see her mom and this man, her friend, saying, "Hey Grace, here's a gift from your stepdad." And then Grace replies, "Thanks, Chris." Then it goes on and it shows him helping her with cooking, him helping her with her homework, him watching her graduate, and still he is known as Chris. Then, one of the most beautiful days in a young lady's life, her wedding day, he compliments her and says, "You look beautiful." And Grace replies, "Thanks, Dad." I don't know about you, but I just cried, okay? And it made me realize for myself of how he felt of going from stepdad, especially when he's given so much of himself. And I know it's a commercial, but I'm speaking for my own self in the sense of I've given a lot of myself to certain people, but yet they never said thank you. They never said, "Oh, wow, that's awesome. You've done this." It's, okay, cool. For example, recently came back from a great trip in Tulum, and I will hope to share this trip with you guys in the upcoming weeks. And while I was there, met a few amazing young men, and they were traveling from everywhere to celebrate this one man's bachelor party. And, of course, with the small talk, they ask, "What do you do?" And I mentioned that I am a mindset coach and I wrote a book. I'm a physician associate. And then they were amazed by I wrote a book. So they wanted to know what book I wrote. And I said I wrote a book about a life disappointment and how I overcame it and how I am now resilient. And a couple of them said, "Oh, I want to read that." And I thought, here are strangers I met within, let's say, 20 minutes. And instantly I got compliments of, "Oh, wow, that's so dope. Oh, that's an inspiration. Oh, I want to buy that." I did not get that with my blood. I did not get that with people I've known for over 5 years. And to get that from strangers, it hurt if you are a quote unquote Chris in this commercial like I was. For you to have understanding towards a Grace in your life, so then you can hopefully go from offended to unbothered. For him to be patient with Grace is something I'm still working on. To just be patient with the people in my life and to let go of expectations. Everybody let go of expectations because that will kill everything. Okay, that's not one of my tips, but maybe we'll include it right now. So tip number 1, I just included right now, let go of expectations. Clearly he was very patient with her just to let her call him Chris. My second tip is to still be nice. When you see this commercial, he didn't stop being himself. He helped her with all this stuff. And he literally became part of her life. It wasn't just the mom who led her to graduate. He helped her with homework. So clearly he had an influence in her life. Continue being nice, even when you hope for a thank you, you hope for a good job, you hope for any type of compliment from a spouse, a child, a friend, a partner, a friend, a boss. Just still continue being nice. 3, accept compliments from others. When I received those compliments, I will confess right now, as I mentioned, I was hurt and I thought, wow, why I can't get that from people I know. And then God had me shut my mouth and shut my thoughts and say, just accept these compliments, period. Don't have these expectations of now my friends are bad people. No, my friends are still them. Maybe God wanted me to meet these cool people for God to let me know in his own way, Rosierma, you did a good job. So number 3 is accept compliments from others. And in parentheses, let go of expectations of other people. Like, don't attach other people to these compliments. Just accept it from the person in front of you. We have 3 tips so far. Number 1, let go of expectations. Number 2, still be nice. And number 3, accept compliments from others. Please leave a comment. Please leave a like. If you're on YouTube, please subscribe. And let me know, have you been in this predicament before of how you are easily offended when someone complimented your outfit? It was hard for you to receive it because, your husband probably didn't compliment you or notice your new eyeshadow or notice your new hairdo, but then someone on the street noticed it. And then last but not least, give the other person time. As I said earlier, you could tell from the character Chris that he's a very patient person. You have to be patient with your quote unquote grace and give your grace. Just give the other person grace because they're coming from an experience that you may not be aware of, and it will take them only time for them to let down the wall, for them to really see you and say, and surprise you and say, hey, that was a good job, or hey, thanks, mom. And it will come at the right time, not your right time, the right time. Here's a recap. Let's go from team offended to team unbothered. We have to extend grace to the people who we put these expectations on that should not be placed. Extend yourself grace as well. Do not feel because you didn't get a compliment that you didn't achieve anything. You know you achieved something. You know you're beautiful. In the meantime, compliment yourself and tell yourself you did great with your eye makeup. You did great with your hair. And the style that you did makes your face more pronounced. And in due time, you'll be surprised by that one person who you wanted that compliment from the most to say, thanks, Dad. Till next time, stay resilient.